What's good? It's Tomer coming at you from Bikini Bottom, here to present 100 tips and tricks in SpongeBob Tower Defense. This video is split into 4 categories: Novice, Proficient, Expert, and Tier Lists. So skip to whichever one you want to. Without further ado, like the video, subscribe, and let's begin. Only do standard booster summons, never do boosted banner summons, because it is 5 times the price of standard summons and only 2 times the amount of luck, so you get more out of doing standard banner. There's currently a total of 5 shops in this game. The first one is right here, Mr. Krabs Merchant. The second one is right next to Mr. Krabs over here, the Challenge Shack. The third one is over here in this cave, right by Spawn. It's the Prestige Shop. The fourth one is under the Raid Cave, as you can see, Raid Shop. And the fifth and final one is right here. You have this little cute spot guy saying, "This way to factions." And once you load in, there are 3 ways you can go. As you can see, you can choose your faction here and change your faction. And once you go into your respective faction clubhouse, you can see there is a faction shop right here. At the Mr. Krabs Merchant, there are 2 pages always, and they flip every 30 minutes. So you can easily memorize which page you like the most. You can see, oh, well, I don't like this one. I'll just wait 17 minutes for the one I actually want. And as you guys can see, if you click on it, you can buy things in bulk. You can buy up to 10 trait rerolls. Or as you can see, it says 25 out of 25 or 10 out of 10, etc. These are all the currencies currently in the game and their uses. Gems are used for summoning units. Conches are used for also summoning units in the exclusive banner. Trait rerolls are used for rerolling your traits on your units, and so are golden trait rerolls. These green coins are used for fusions over here to fuse your units, and in this merchant over here to buy resources. Challenge tokens are used here in this Challenge Shack. As you can see, you can buy challenger crates and a bunch of other resources. Golden spatulas are used at the raid shop right here. Here's a little extra tip: use golden spatulas to get a bunch of food for your units. Faction points are used here at your faction shop, depending on which faction you're in. There's also a lot of unit food, as you guys can see. You can get these through various different ways, which I'll go over in a second. And you can use all these to level up your units quickly and feed them food to level up, which increases their stats. I have a resource chart on every single material and resource and where you can get them. And the link for this chart is in the description below, so check that out. If you are a new player, go ahead and do this like the game plus join community reward, because you get 2 times speed, which is very helpful if you don't want to spend money and you don't want to waste a lot of time in the game. As you guys can see, there's a bunch of random little shield icons next to the people's names. That means prestige. I will be popping all the prestige shield icons on screen now. There's prestige 1 through 10, and there's a prestige master one after 10. How it works is, once you get to level 100, you go to this cave down here and you go to this giant sponge hens, which is where you prestige. As you can see, I can click claim rewards and it gives me a bunch of rewards. How it works is, after you reach prestige 10, which is prestige X, you can get to level 1000 to get prestige master. And prestige master gives you a bunch of rewards, a lot of them. So after that, you only get 5 prestige coins and 5 mythic plus chests every 100 levels. I also highly recommend you do not use any of your prestige coins. Please don't use your prestige coins. There's nothing in this shop that is worthwhile besides this 5-star sponge henge. Everything else means nothing. Random legendary unit that's shiny bumbo is super easy to get. The random mythic units that are shiny bumbo are also super easy to get. The chests also don't really matter, to be honest. They're kind of mid. You can farm these with quests and stuff like that. The trait rerolls and magic conches are also farmable with chests. And the shiny bumbo sponge henge is probably the worst financial decision you will ever get. Just save for the 5-star henge, I beg of you. I'm sure you guys can see there's this little star icon here next to some of these levels. What this star icon means is just XP. It's just experience for your player level and your season pass. Talking about season pass, never ever use your 2 times EXP boosters to level up your season pass. 2 times EXP boosters, it does not affect it in any way, shape, or form. If you guys are scrolling for your friends or someone you're trying to trade and you reach the bottom and you still do not find them, chances are they already got to you, so literally just exit out of it and then reopen it, and chances are they are already at the top to hit accept. Also, Please be careful and wary when trading. You need to learn values by yourself by watching what good traders do. I highly recommend the traders in the Tides clan, as they are way more experienced than a lot of other players. They are also the richest clan in the game, so try and take feedback from them rather than anyone else. But there's still a lot of other experienced players out there that aren't in Tides, so, you know, just be careful with who you listen to and who you don't listen to. Also, join Krabby Krew Discord. It's the official Discord server for this game, and they have a lot of leaks and codes, and you can get news early and codes early, and it's really, really worth it. So definitely join it. I really recommend it. Also, please never, ever grind endless mode. It is the most pointless thing I've ever seen. Endless really just sucks for any type of rewards as of making this, so never grind unless you're bored and have nothing to do and just want the chest quest done, which I do sometimes, so no shame on that. If you guys go over here, the challenge conditions right here are actually clickable, so you guys can click on them and it tells you what they do. Toughness, enemies are plus 50% to 100% tougher and have extra defense to take down. If you click on this one, speedy, enemies are plus 15 to 50% faster. Here, traitless, which as of recording this does not work. Units will lose their active trait during this match. And this one is hardcore, survive to the end without taking a single point of damage. Traits are also clickable. If you guys go to the right here, you can see the percentage if you scroll for these, but did you guys know if you click on them, you can actually see the exact details that it does. Secret Formula increases damage by 50%, speed of attack by 50%, and range by 50%. While things like scurvy, I mean, look at those horrendous stats. Max level for units is level 50. However, as you guys can see here, we have some level 100 units, and that is because they have 5 stars. Once you get them to 5 stars, their max level changes from level 50 to level 100. You can have a total of 5 stars, but each star increases the maximum level by 10 levels. Talking about stars, how you get stars is fusing your units here in this fusions item thing, and you need a total of 26 units of the same unit to get them to 5 star. You need 25 for the 5 stars because it takes 5 units per star, and then you need the 26th unit as the actual unit you are fusing it into. You can also see details here in the summoning tab to actually see the percentage you have of getting secrets and mythics and legendaries and all the respective types of chances and probability you have to getting something. You can also see the same probability when you go to the challenge check. As you can see, it just actually says it here. You don't really need to click on anything. And you can see the shiny Wumbo and shiny Wumbo percentage here. You can also do the same with the treasure chest right next to AFK Rock right here. It tells you the exact percentage for all of the rarities and what you can get in them. Another tip for the challenger crate over here is you can hover over these units and see how many exist of the normal version. As you can see, Dennis has 4,000. If you are on PC, and you guys want to activate and deactivate your mount quickly, all you have to do is press tab on your keyboard. Look at that. Boom. 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 Easy. So, what are the best ways to farm overnight? Well, luckily for you, I have the best ways listed off right here. For player XP, the one you want to grind the most is actually Chum Bucket Nightmare Act 1 Level 1. That gives you the most player XP in general, and you will level up the fastest doing this one. For overall resources, you want to do Chum Bucket Nightmare Act 2 Level 6 on Nightmare. I think I already said Nightmare, but you get the point. This is the one you want to grind if you just want a lot of food, gems, coins, and levels at the same time. For unit food, there's actually 3 options you guys can choose. There is, well, just as I said, Chum Bucket Nightmare 6 Act 2 to get a bunch of buckets of chum, or you can just farm challenges, and also the challenge shack gives a lot of food too. Or my personal favorite one is this raid shop. You can farm raids and use your golden spatulas to buy a lot, and I mean a lot, of jelly patties. Now, what is the best farm for faction points? Well, we have a method for Band Geek, and we have a method for jelly and goofy goobers. For Band Geeks, you guys want to farm Davy Jones Locker challenge mode because that will give you guys the fastest. And if you guys are anything else that's not Band Geek, you guys want to farm Jellyfish Act 2 Nightmare level 6, that would totally give you the fastest stuff. Totally. Now, a lot of you guys don't know how to macro, and macroing is actually pretty important in this game if you guys want to, you know, be the top players, stuff like that. If you guys don't know how to macro, don't worry, I actually have a tutorial on how to in the description and on my channel. I will link it now, and it will pop up in the top right of the screen now. And there will be a new and updated one coming out soon, so look out for that too, because that one is a little outdated, but I mean, depends on when you're watching this. I might already have a remastered one out. Talking about macros, I highly recommend you guys get actual auto clickers to opening your chests, because opening hundreds of chests at a time is not fun and very boring. I personally use OP auto clicker. Even mobile players can get auto clickers for this, so get an auto clicker to open your chest so you don't get arthritis and break your finger. How do you get a bunch of green coins? Well, if you guys go over here to summoning and look at my auto sell, I have everything on auto sold, even the mythics. Just sell everything because it gives you a lot of green coins when you do summons. Also, obviously don't auto sell stuff if you want something specific or need someone specific, so yeah, obviously don't do that. When you start off, well, actually, even if you're a late game player, doing a lot of quests gives you good trade rerolls, and so does achievements. If you guys can see here, there are a lot of defender ones that give you really good trade rerolls. You have 25 here, a single golden here, and you have 5 more here, and you have 10 golden. You get a bunch of chests also, which give you even more trade rerolls and conches. Like, the achievements are really worthwhile, so make sure you guys actually do focus on finishing all your achievements. Also, your quests are very important. Make sure you guys do your daily quest every time you can, and make sure you guys do your weekly quest every time you can, which, by the way, the challenges missions are weekly, so they refresh weekly with your weekly mission. And look at how stacked this mission is. Definitely do this mission. By the way, farming chests gives actually the most conches and trade rerolls as of right now, so if you guys want a lot of conches and trade rerolls, farm stuff, that gives you lots of chests. Road Reaper is actually the fastest mount in the entire game. As you guys can see, that's the one I'm rocking. But how fast is it? Well, let's compare them all. All right, this is a normal no mount. Let's see how long it takes for me to get to the like reward while running. All right, now let's see my boatmobile. All right, now let's see my fire blaster. Let's see how long it takes with a paddy wagon. Let's see how long it takes with a pioneer rock. And lastly, let's see how long it takes with the Road Reaper. I mean, that is very fast. So yeah, it's also a very easy thing to get. If you guys don't know how to get the Road Reaper, it's in the challenge shack. As you guys can see, you scroll down, and it's 2,500, which is not hard to get. So definitely get the Road Reaper mount if you want to travel fast. Talking about challenges, the hardest challenge quest to do is Rarely Successful, which is complete a challenge on Nightmare with rare or worse units. Now, you guys might be like, whoa, I don't have good units even if they're just rare. I'm cooked. Oh my god. Well, good news for you, you don't need to do that by yourself. All you need is someone that has a good loadout that can carry you with you having just a rare units equipped. If someone else runs in there with full secrets and you're with them and you only have rare units, it will still count. So keep that in mind. Make sure you guys save your 2x faction points for whenever your faction puts out a 2x global boost, because that is when they would be the most fun to use. Also, make sure you guys always use your faction points on buying 2x faction point boosters before you guys buy any other things, because this would get you even more faction points to spend on even more resources. Shiny Wumbo and Shiny Wumbo boost stats, but by a little bit, although it depends on the unit's growth. But Wumbo and Shiny Wumbo make them huge, which can alter your placement. Higher level players like the YouTuber and Tides leader Bloxbusters prefers to use shiny variants in order to get a stats boost, but keeps them small for better placement. He usually does this with Sea Rhino and Henge, I believe. Some units don't matter when Wumbo or Shiny Wumbo, since they are so small, like Slasher, for example, is extremely small when Wumbo, but Sea Rhino is huge. Here's an example. I mean, look at the size difference of the Wumbo Sea Rhino versus the normal Sea Rhino. It is absurd. And look at the size difference of the Slashers. Like, there's a big difference, but at the same time, he's still pretty small and won't really affect your placement for other units. So that's why like Wumbo is pretty good for some units, but some it might halter your placement altogether and might be more of a hindrance than a plus. There are no variants for the following units: Baby Prunes, Tango Karen, and Caveman SpongeBob. These are all the attack types in the game. Single. This tower or unit will only attack a single enemy, and that's pretty much it. It will just attack a single enemy. Splash. This unit tower has a small AoE within its range that you can see when you click on it, and that is its splash radius. Anything within that AoE is going to be getting hit. Line. Any tower unit with this attack is going to be attacking within a line, and it's kind of like a shotgun shell effect, I'm pretty sure, where it kind of spreads out a bit and does less damage from further away, but don't quote me at that too much. I just know it attacks in a line. Pierce. You want to set any Pierce unit's target priority to last in order for it to actually do its Pierce effect, which it will be doing a bunch of damage through enemies and, well, piercing the enemies. Full. Any tower unit with this attack type will just do damage to absolutely anything within its range, no matter where it is. If it's in its range, it will be taking damage. So full AoE. Resource. This is only on 2 units as of currently, which is Bargain Mart and Krusty Krab, and they both give money in the round. Slow. This is self-explanatory. It just slows enemies down, and it's very helpful actually. Sleep. Sleep is a better version of slow by a lot and is very much needed in your loadout. Burn. Burn does a damage over time effect, which is currently only on Dennis, and he is pretty crazy. The burn effect is pretty interesting. The frostbite effect is currently only on 1 unit, which is the Alaskan bullworm, and it's like a slow but does damage too at the same time, I believe. So it's pretty cool. All slow and sleep units are the following: Common Gary's a slow, Slappy Laszlo is a slow, Handsome Squidward is a slow, and Dream Gary is a sleep unit. And Alaskan bullworm is frostbite, which is also a slow type. Sidekick is technically better on all secret units rather than secret formula. However, it is 2 of the unit versus 1 really good version of the unit, so it's more about preference. But here are my preferences. I personally prefer Dream Gary to have sidekick. I prefer Sea Bear with sidekick, although extra tip, Sea Bear is currently the weakest secret in the entire game. I prefer Dennis with sidekick also. I prefer Henge with secret formula because I want him to be my main source of damage when I put him down. I also prefer Cyborg with secret formula because I want him to also be my main source of damage when I put him down, and I want him to kill things instantly. Basically, they're my carry units, so my other units are more of my supporting units on top of my carry units. Lastly, I prefer secret formula on Alaskan bullworm too because it just really helps his cooldown and his range and stuff a lot more rather than 2 of him. Oh, I forgot about Hash Brown, but I like SF on him, but it's all up to preference at the end of the day. If you guys can see here, the faction standings are a bit weird, to say the least. They have to update. Only factions and, in fact, also leaderboards, by the way, do not update unless you are actively in the lobby while it refreshes and the timer goes to 0. So the leaderboards and faction boards are very inaccurate because of that, because there's a lot of, macroers who never leave the game, and you have to just wait for, I guess, the end of the season to fully tell who's, winning and who's where and stuff like that. So I guess we'll see. So as you guys can see, it's absolute chaos on my screen, and the old way to fix all this was to go down to settings and turn graphics all the way down. As you can see, it's way easier to see now, but your game kind of looks like trash. So there's a new way. Go ahead and turn your graphics all the way up, and if you go to the settings icon on the top right, there's a tower VFX button. If you click it off, look at this. You can see perfectly fine with max graphics. Yeah, it is the best quality of life feature they've ever added to this game. So you guys might be wondering, oh, the challenges are completely random with how they refresh and such, but that's actually not true. They're completely in a fixed order. The order goes Snow Conch to Puff School to Dutch Ship to Patty Vault, and it just repeats in that order endlessly forever, as of recording this at least. All right, let's be honest, guys. This unit index is kind of garbage, and you guys can't actually properly see unit stats. You can't see them upgraded in game or their variants, and if you guys don't have an actual unit, well, you're even, more out of luck. However, me and a friend have been working on a Google Sheets that you guys can access right now in the description that I'll pop up on screen right now, and boom, look at it in all its glory. category, it shows all the units, their stats, their attacks, their DPS, their max DPS with secret formula, vortex, ground units, everything, their DPS ranking, and we have our personal rankings on the side that say what is meta and what is not. This is extremely useful for you guys on learning about, hey, well, this unit is meta, so I should focus on it, or this unit is hot, you know, hot dog water, so let's just not touch it. And yeah, I highly recommend checking this out. It is something that me and my friend Rim have been working on for a while now, and we will continuously update it forever and ever. If we are missing something that you guys have, then by all means join the Discord and add me, and let's get together to add those stats. This is the best Sponge Henge placements for every single map in the entire game as of currently. For Con Street A, this is probably the best placement you can have. This is the best placement for Con Street B in my opinion. Now for Jellyfish Fields A, this is probably the best placement you can have for him. For Jellyfish B, you can put him around here. For Krusty Krab A, this is where I put the Henge. On Krusty Krab B, this is Henge's roughly best placement. Henge's location on Chum Bucket A is still roughly around here. Henge's best location on Chum Bucket B is still roughly around here. On Sandy's Tree Dome A, his best location is roughly around here, or you can also put him here. On Sandy's Tree Dome B, as you can tell, he has pretty much just straight up full map coverage, so I mean, yes, put him right here. On the Flying Dutchman ship, the best location is right here. As you can see, just has his entire square locked down. Another pretty alright spot is right here when the two stages disappear. You can put him here. Alright, personally, this is the best location for Henge. You can see he is over here. You can see he has this lane a bit covered. He has this entire section covered. The back is covered, and here is covered. And on Patty Vault, normal Henge's location hasn't changed a bit. You still put him right here. So personally, I think Henge right here is the best. So this is where you want to put him on Conch Snow. This is probably the best location for your Henge, as you can see. Now it is time for the most beautiful tier list of all time. I've organized each tier list into their respective attack categories. So for example, I will be putting slow units against slow units, pierce units against pierce units, etc, etc. Here's my traits tier list. Here's my game passes tier list. Here's my single target unit tier list. Here's my splash AoE unit tier list. Here's my line AoE unit tier list. Here's my miscellaneous towers tier list. Here's my pierce AoE unit tier list. Here's my slow AoE unit tier list. And lastly, here's my full AoE unit tier list. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if this video helped you out. And yeah, see you guys in the next video and stream. And I love you. Peace out.
I'll destroy everything.